It's Girl Code here. Today's episode 1 of our CSS series. In the last video, we finished our HTML layout, and if you missed the first 2 videos, don't worry, I will be remaking them soon. So first, what even is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Now that we have our blueprint, also known as our HTML code, we can start decorating with CSS. There are 3 different ways to write CSS: inline, internal, and external. Inline CSS is styling that is written directly inside HTML tags. It works, but it can get messy, so we don't use this for real websites. Internal CSS lives inside the HTML file in a style tag. It's okay for tiny projects, but eventually you can end up mixing structure and styling together. External CSS is when you create a CSS file and link it to your HTML file. It keeps your code clean and organized, and it's easier to maintain and update later on. For the rest of the series, we'll be using external CSS only. Let's start by actually setting up our file. In your project folder, create a new file and name it style.css. Now let's add a piece of code to test if our link works. I'm just going to write h1 with the color pink. Now we have to connect our CSS file to our HTML file. Otherwise, the browser won't know it exists. Go into your HTML file inside the head section and use the link tag with a rel attribute, which is short for relationship, and input the value style sheet. Finally, add a href attribute with the name of the CSS file. Make sure you spell it correctly and exactly the same way. This is you basically telling the browser the linked file contains CSS code that will style the web page. Now, moment of truth, let's test our link. Refresh your browser and boom, your heading should now be pink. If it did not change, then go through the steps again and see what you may have missed. Now that we know our link worked, let's talk about how the tiny CSS code actually worked. Let's break down that block of code and how it actually works. This one line is made of 3 parts: the selector, the property, and the value. The selector is what we're styling, so h1 means apply the styling to every h1 heading in my HTML code. The property is what we want to change. In our code, this property is color, which means that we're changing the text's color. The value is what we're changing it to. We input pink, but the value could be a hex, RGB, or another named color. So now that you understand the basics, you're ready for episode 2 where we'll be going more in depth. I hope you all find this video helpful. If you want to see the rest of the series, make sure to subscribe and like the video. You can keep up with updates on Instagram and TikTok at Girl Code here. I would love some suggestions. I love each and every one of you and see you in the next video.